Welcome back to BYU Sports Nation. Jarom joined alongside Blaine Fowler. Now joining us is former Cougar linebacker, NFL linebacker, David Nixon.
Dog.
Yeah, absolutely.
Absolute dog. He is a dog.
David Nixon, what's up, man? How you doing?
Great to be on with you guys. I was with Blaine 2 days ago on AFR, but Jarom, it's been too long, man. I'm glad we finally get to reunite here. Now that it's football season. Football season is finally here.
I always think I'm happy, and then football season comes, I go, oh my gosh, I'm way happier. Life is good.
Yeah.
So
my cheeks start to hurt because I walk around with like a perma smile.
Like Toy Story 3, Barbie or whatever in the credits. It's like, my face hurts. I'm smiling too much. That's all of us. What was your biggest takeaway from day one of fall camp?
Well, for me, it was fun watching the limited film, but I just love watching the quarterbacks because, of course, that is the topic of conversation, but it's fun to watch the releases. It's fun to see them just slinging the rock. BYU put out some slow-mo videos of the receivers and the ball coming. It's just kind of dramatic. But that's what it is on day one. It's dramatic. Everyone's excited as we are, as we're talking about perma grins and perma smiles. Everyone's excited for it to be back. And I think that's my biggest takeaway is football is back. These guys are ready to rock and roll. We talk about the offseason and the additions to BYU. Not a lot of subtractions. BYU didn't have a lot of attrition as it comes to people leaving and transferring out. And then you talk about the continuity that comes back with this coaching staff. It's not a storyline that's talked a lot about right now, but this coaching staff, when you didn't lose any big players during the offseason, the fact that now all these players, both defensively and offensively, have been in these schemes, it almost allows you to take less time doing install and more time doing individual work, which is really where it pays off. You have guys that are able to kind of work on their craft. And that's what, having continuity with the coaching staff is huge. And I think it's going to pay its dividends this year.
Dave, you and I have talked a lot this last week about the main topic being the quarterback competition, but you pointed out to me that the defense plays a big role in this quarterback competition. Explain that to everybody out there, why the defense plays a role in deciding who the quarterback is.
Yeah, listen, the defense is fully aware that this is an open battle. And the defense is also fully aware that the most important position in all of football is the quarterback. So I guarantee you those captains and the defensive players are all rallying together. And frankly, the defensive coaching staff is talking to the players saying, listen, it's on us. This is on us to help make this decision that much easier for Aaron Roderick. We have to give them good looks. And we're talking every play. There's no plays off. There's no going half speed because that half speed then kind of throws some indecision maybe with the coordinators because they can't tell if that quarterback really did try to fit in a tight window or not. Were they making a good decision or a bad decision? So it's on every player. It's on the coaches of the defensive staff to get these quarterbacks ready and to also make the decision-making process that much easier for the offensive staff and for Kalani to decide who's going to be that week one starter. So I think this is a collective effort for the whole team. I mean, you talk about the offensive line. They know they've got to provide a nice pocket during team, right? Because they know that they have to give every quarterback an equal chance to make their kind of their case of why they should be the starting quarterback. So I think it's frankly, I think about that. I think that's going to be kind of a bonding type of moment where all these guys realize we're in this together. We're in a tough situation. We had our stud that left, and we've got to backfill this, but we're in it together. This is a collective effort with the whole team, and I'm excited to see kind of how it comes out to play. I think these guys, they're of course going to rally around the quarterback. You just played the piece from Kalani where he talks about he wants to name somebody. I'm fine taking some time, take a couple weeks. But I would love to see at least a week or two that the team knows. They don't have to publicize it, but you want at least a week or two the team knows who the starter is, so you can really start to rally around him, and so receivers can know how the ball is going to be coming out. They can start preparing for that quarterback and et cetera. But it's a collective effort for sure.
David Nixon, the pride of College Station, Texas, is on BYU Sports Nation. Let's walk through the defense. Defensive line, how are you feeling about it right now?
Yeah, for me, every position unit on the defense I feel pretty comfortable with, candidly, except for the defensive line. And it's not that I don't think BYU defensive line it does not have some dogs, but it's more the fact that you're trying to replace this production last year from Batty, Mangles, and Nelson, who were dogs. And these guys, once again, they didn't pop off the stat page. It was not like they were out there racking up tons of sacks and quarterback hurries, but they were super productive. And you go back and look at the grades they had game in and game out, they did their job. And it allowed guys like Jack Kelly and Isaiah Glasker and Jacob Robinson to really shine, and they racked up the stats. So for me, it's just replacing that production. And yes, BYU comes in and replaces with Tanabasa, which is great. Kirkland as well. Tamalpeo there at the middle position. I think BYU's got enough talent on the outside, some of that being young, with Hunter Clegg, Akana, and others. You're going to have to develop those guys. But for me, it's the defensive line. And I think linebackers, we know the names of the linebackers. I know the depth there is great. Secondary, yeah, there's some new names, but safety position loaded. Corners, had plenty of reps there. So for me, it's all about keeping an eye on the defensive line. How do they gel? How do they mesh together? Because I do think they have the talent. There's no question. You take each individual, these are all 4-star, 5-star kids. Now it's, okay, how do we get them to gel together and work together as a unit? Because as we know, defensive line, if one guy's out of his gap, you stress the entire defense. And so you've got to ensure that you're on the same page. And that's what last year with Mangelston, Nelson, and Batty, they did such a great job of, is they all played off each other. And they knew where each other was going to be. And it allowed them to really excel at that defensive line position.
You talked about the linebackers and how good they are there. 2 guys just named to the Buckus Award watch list, and Glasker and Jack Kelly. You played on a great defense with you and Brian Keel out there that was just kind of run by the backers. With your concerns about, particularly on the inside on the defensive line, not necessarily with talent, but with depth and more guys on the outside, and with so many good backers, do you see this team maybe playing a little more 3-4 or 3-3-5 this year? And how do linebackers play into that?
I think first it's going to be game specific. Who are you facing the air raid? Texas Tech is going to spread you out. Are you facing the Kansas State, Iowa State likes to grind it. So I think scheme wise, you look at who your opponent is. But also, I know the first thing is you do some self-scout. You look at like you said, Blaine, you look at your own talent and say, listen, we have more playmakers at backer, or we have more playmakers at DN, or we have more playmakers at the nickel in the safety position. So I think that's what fall camp does for you. It sees what strides have guys made in the offseason, who's put in the work. And it also shows you, hey, what scheme is our most effective? When we face our one-on-ones with the offense, where are we dominating the most? And I think that's where you start to crack your defense. And listen, to your point, that's what happened in our day. We had Cameron Jensen, Brian Keel, myself. We had a lot of talent at linebacker position. So Bronco said, listen, we got to go 3-4 because right now we were stacked at backer. If you recall, my freshman year, we were at 3-3-5 because he felt like, well, that was what he ran in New Mexico, but that's also he felt like he had a lot of talent on the back end. So as a D coordinator, you've got to be able to shift your mindset a little bit. And I think Jay Hill obviously is the right candidate for that. He's got a ton of experience underneath his belt. He knows how to run the defenses. And then he knows how to get creative. I mean, you can still take a 3-4 or a 4-3, and you can make it look like the other defense at the snap of the ball, just depending on where you bring guys from. And as we saw from last year, Jay Hill's a mastermind as far as bringing blitzes from all over the field and getting guys involved.
Yeah, the moment I see, 16 or 17 walk up to the edge, the moment I know it's on. With Jack Kelly, Isaiah Glasker, pregame, Jay Hill smiling on the sidelines like, he knows something, and he did. Colorado looks silly. Can't wait to watch the defense, the whole team. David, we appreciate the time, man. One of these times you got to show me what all that Texas A&M yell leader stuff means with the dudes in white. I have no clue still. But you're from College Station, you know what it is.
I know what everything is. Yeah. So yeah, I'll the next time I'll spend 30 minutes on here.
We'll do a whole segment on it.
Yeah, well, not on here. No one wants to see it here. But Tuesday, maybe in the lunchroom. David, we appreciate it, man.
One of our top dogs.
Thanks, guys. Good seeing you.
See you, David.